Hey everybody, welcome back to Channel Chat. I bet you recognize this guy. This, of course, is Austin from Traditional Pocket Knives slash Risner Cutlery.com. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Thanks again for having me.
Oh, thank you. And
Yeah.
I was looking, we were talking earlier, and I got to looking. You were Channel Chat number 28,
Okay.
little over 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Like I
It
told
does
you,
not
I was
seem.
watching. Yeah, I was watching it just a few hours ago, and it's yeah, it
It
seems like it was yesterday, but
I
it's crazy
know,
how
I
fast time
know.
goes.
I was like, no way, that wasn't three
Yeah.
years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But so I jumped the gun a little bit because this is channel chat number 55. So if I would have waited one more, you'd have been
Oh,
28 and 56. So we would have
yep.
split it. But I was like,
Right.
oh, whatever.
It's all good, man.
It's all good. So how's life treating you, man?
Life is good. Obviously, as you're aware, I'm now full time with knives, so I quit my job. Uh, I probably should have done that about a year or two ago, but this March I finally quit my full time job, and I am full time with Risner Cutlery, my grandfather's business, and we're rocking and rolling, and life is good. Knife sales are really good, so I love it.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of people that can attest to this that have dealt with C. Reisner is that's not a surprise to me.
Hmm.
It's really not.
Well,
It's really
thank you.
not a surprise. When you said,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about full time knives, I'm like, yeah, I
Hmm.
probably do all right. I
Yep.
mean, because it's just you.
Yep.
It's just you and how you are. I mean, I don't know how many times I have ordered knives from you, right?
Hmm.
Even on a weekend, it's like maybe 3 hours later, I'll get a thing said, "Oh, your package is shipped." I mean,
Yep.
you're on
That's
top
how it
of
is.
things. You're on
I am.
top of it.
Yep.
And now give the folks a little bit. Is it just you?
So for the first, so grandpa passed away in 16. That's when I officially
Right,
took it over.
right.
Up until about 2020, 2021, it was just me. So
Mhm.
now I've hired my good friend, my best friend of my entire life, Brian, and we're both just rocking and rolling and
Okay.
working together. And obviously, you guys can probably see it. Our social media content is consistent. YouTube content is really good. Email marketing, SMS, which is text message marketing,
Mhm.
is really good. So the both of us together, I think we're doing really good things, and I'm excited for the future.
That's excellent. That is awesome. Two man operation.
That's right.
And I mean, it seems like you've got a whole cavalcade of people running the show. It really does. Just
Well, I appreciate it.
yeah, no, I'm serious. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm being serious. And just because, well, like I mentioned, how fast you get stuff out,
Hmm.
and it's just it would seem like it's a more than just two guys. So
Mm. Well, thank you.
congratulations on that.
Right. I mean, I truly expressed to Brian that when orders come in, like we ship them out right away. Like there
Yeah.
is no, like we don't waste no time. We don't waste, oh, let's fulfill that at the end of the day. Like, no, let's get it fulfilled right now, packaged up. Then let's begin working on, content. Let's take care of, and I hate this word, the customer, customers, but to me, they're good friends, right? So let's take
Right.
care of
Right.
the good friends, the customers first, and then start working on making social media content, email marketing, and all that. So
Well, that motto's right at the top of the
that's right.
website, right?
Yep.
It's a
Hmm.
hobby with friends, not a business with customers.
Yes. 100%.
And I mean, that's truly. It seems like that's how you're running it, and that's
I
great.
try.
You're behind. No, you're a
Yep.
man of your word. I mean, that
Hmm.
there's no other way to put it. You're a man of your word, and I think that's
Yep.
highly respected
Cool. Well, much
within.
appreciated.
Oh,
Thank you.
myself, I can speak for myself, and I'm
Hmm.
sure I'm not the only one that believes that. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
awesome.
thank you,
I'm
man.
I'm really happy to see how things have gone for you. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm obviously extremely blessed what grandpa had, taught me and provided me with the business and all the knife knowledge. But I'm really excited to see what the next 5 to 10 years has in store for me. I think as long as I can keep pushing, and some good things will come.
And expansion.
Hmm.
I mean, you're
I'm
you're expanding. I mean, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken, you just recently started stocking Vosteed knives.
Yep.
I mean, we got
Yep.
maybe Might have
Vosteed.
one or two of those
There you
laying
go.
around.
Yeah, Vosteed Blades is new. RoseCraft I've had what since last March of 23, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. There's just a lot going on. I'm working with Devo Knives. So Kevin and Colin over there. I have I think like 6 or 7 projects currently already deposited and they're the OEMs are making them. So it's just a lot of
Now
knives
that's
and
C.
it's good.
Risner projects.
So it's a little bit of Devo
Okay,
and
okay,
so
okay.
yeah, like Devo Knives with Kevin and Colin.
Sure, sure.
I think 2 of them are exclusive to me, and then the rest, they make 3 or 4 models, but then they reach out, usually Kevin, and say, "Hey, man, do you want your own exclusive? What
Sure,
handle? What,
sure.
whatever." So lot lot in the works, and the second half of this year, hopefully around late August, September, all the way through Christmas, a lot of good stuff is coming. So yeah,
Nice.
it's
Very
all
good. I
good, man.
mean, speaking of exclusives, I happen to have one right here.
Ooh, nice. I got mine right here too.
You were the
There you
first
go.
you were the first exclusive handle material for Jack Wolf knives. That is
Mhm.
awesome.
Yes,
And so now was this your choice?
it was. Gosh, he reached out. Of course, Ben Belkin, owner
Hmm.
of Jack Wolf, reached out to me. Oh, geez. I feel like it was like January or February. Asked what kind of handle material I wanted. I thought like fat carbon, micarta. It'd be nice to bring a micarta back, bone. But Grandpa always loved like a beautiful mother of pearl or abalone, which is what you see there. And
Hmm.
I was like, abalone's the way. Let's do it. And it turned out absolutely perfect. Loved it.
No, I mean, I've worked with Ben for quite a while now, and
Hmm.
lucky enough that he gives me the opportunity to see these
Hmm.
and kind of help, I,
Yeah.
like you said, I hate this word, but help get the hype going. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yep.
Raise awareness. That's a better way to
There you
put
go.
it. Raise
Share the
awareness.
passion. That's
There
what I
you
like to
go.
say.
There you go.
Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. And he said, I forget which one he sent out. I believe it was it purple haze, maybe.
Hmm.
And as soon as I saw that abalone, I'm like, oh,
Gotta have
well,
it.
we know which one.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I
gorgeous.
had 51 or 50 of those, and like boom, I think 10 or 15 seconds, they were all gone. It was crazy. Yeah.
So it's almost, well, I mean, you probably have, I know we've talked in the past about, your GEC drops and stuff and
Hmm.
how quick they go.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
it's crazy.
that's just part of the knife
Right.
collecting.
So,
If you're not there when a GEC
hmm,
drops, you're probably not gonna get it.
right.
And
So
it
I was
sounds like it
listening.
was pretty much,
Pretty much the same. Yes. Yeah. I was going to say, I was listening to our channel chat from earlier,
yeah,
or earlier today from, 3 years ago,
yeah.
talking about how GC releases were crazy and what, around March 2020, it just seemed like everybody needed a GC, and all my GC inventory that used to sit on the shelves for like a week or 2 weeks, it, just went like that. And then
Mhm,
how releases were, I mean, selling out within minutes.
mhm.
And they're still like that. they're
Yeah.
they're even more popular now, which is it's awesome for the knife community.
Well, I think we may have talked about this prior too, but it seems like with the explosion
Hmm.
of, because the knife world has I mean, to me it's just exploded. What's out there
Hmm.
right now, I mean, there's
Yep.
something for everyone. And when I say that, I'm talking price range, style.
Pretty much.
If you want just something that'll open a letter to something that you can freaking hack through,
Hmm.
with your like LMAX and Maximets and M4s and that type of thing, blade steels. I mean, there's
Yep.
something out there for you. I don't
It's
care.
awesome.
If
Right.
you can't find anything, you're not looking hard enough. I mean,
That's right.
that's just my
Hmm.
opinion. You've got the
Yep.
super budget with like your Rough Riders and that,
Hmm.
and even brands like Marbles and stuff like that have seemed to get
Yeah,
better.
they have.
They've
Yep.
gotten better over time.
Hmm.
And then of course, the knife steel that just has gone absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, right.
And now, there's you seems like to me, and I don't know if you can confirm or not, this, but it seems like there's just a lot more exclusives, dealer exclusives. You know, I think maybe Spyderco, maybe kind of, you know, I think maybe they were the, as far as I can remember,
Yeah.
being like the forefront of like your dealer exclusives,
Hmm.
you know, because they do one with Saint Nick knives, or they do one with this
Right.
guy and that, and it seems like that's blown up. So, and
Hmm.
you have had quite a few
A
exclusives. I
ton.
mean, the
Yes.
penguins, what we had, the
Hmm.
jig tie, we had the PP penguin.
That's right.
I mean,
The Imperial Penguin.
I
Yeah.
loved how you took that Ultim penguin and ran with
Yes.
it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you might have made me like Ultim a little bit.
Good.
By
Awesome.
doing that,
Yes.
by doing that. You know what I mean?
Good.
Because you just took it and had fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you
And
have
that's
to.
what you got to. That's what you got to do.
That's what it's all about. You know,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
just posted the same boring videos, the same boring reviews,
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine how just boring that would be. So when I decided to throw Ultim on the Penguin, which I don't think has ever been done before. Couldn't think of anything. I Googled it, and then I asked QSP, and QSP, I think the only Ultim has been on their Canary version. But yeah, so it's the fact that the Ultim just turned out so good. It was smooth. You could see right through it. And I was like, you know what? Let's have fun with it. Let's just enjoy the marketing and have a good
The
time. So it
sticker. The
worked.
sticker. Oh God, the
Yep.
sticker.
Hmm.
That
Right.
was awesome. That was
Just
awesome.
a little penguin on an iceberg peeing off the iceberg.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just like maybe throwing out a what are you gonna do now to like the killer
Yeah.
whales or whatever.
That's right.
Here's to you, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Oh
That
yeah,
was so,
man.
and then you
Yep.
started, and that's another thing, you know, you've started kind of with these. I've got one right here,
Hmm.
but you started with like these different stickers and stuff like
Yes.
that, you know.
Yeah.
It that's awesome. It looks like, you know, you're just looking for ways to make the experience fun for people.
Pretty much. You know, I just scroll on social media, look at knives, and then maybe a funny meme will come through, and I'll be like, you know what? I would like to twist that around and put some knife stuff in it. So
Absolutely.
that's pretty much what I do. You know, if I see a funny meme, then I kind of uh, edit it to where I think it's funny to me and the knife community and share it. And if it's really popular, I'll make it into some stickers and throw them in orders, and the guys love it. So it's good to see.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, I know you talked about you have got a lot of stuff coming up.
Hmm.
C. Reisner.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I know you probably got a couple of things to share with us. Let's
Hmm.
talk
Sure
about
do.
some of those things that you've
Yeah, for
got
sure.
coming up.
So let's start off with what hopefully this is a probably different conversation, but will hopefully be done soon,
Okay.
which I issued the down deposit for in December. So I was told like April, then May, then
Yeah.
June. Now we're in July. So
Well,
hopefully here soon.
I
But
think we're seeing that as well as,
yeah.
because, you
Hmm.
know, it's been happening a little bit more, you know, guys,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's not, and then not no fault of your own or their own. It's just I
Yeah.
think these companies are taking this OEM work,
Hmm.
and it's taking them a little longer because
It
they've got a
is.
lot more.
Yep. You said it right. I think QSP, obviously all my OEMs have been through QSP besides some Devos.
Yeah.
But that's a partnership. But all
Right.
my specific exclusives or OEMs is all QSP. And I think I can't confirm, but that like what you said, they're taking on too many OEM projects, maybe a little bit more than what they should be. And I think it's slowing them down just a tad bit, but
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah. No, I'm
Hmm.
right there with you.
Oh yeah. All right, man. So this is what you saw at the Blade Show, the Appalachian Ridge Runner.
Hmm.
Um, what I kind of designed it or based it off of was the Shatton Morgan Mountain Man,
Okay.
which was an extremely popular pattern for Queen Cutlery and Shatton Morgan.
Hmm.
Clip point, obviously, a beautiful thin hollow ground, um, machine satin S90V. Got some jimping right there, which
Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah.
you can kind of see. There you go.
Absolutely.
Got some
Absolutely.
jimping. But let me get my Lake Champlain out here real quick. Very similar as far as the size, which There we go. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. I like it. The jig tie. But so this one, the Appalachian Ridge Runner, I wanted it to be just even a bit bigger than the Lake Champlain Barlow, which I accomplished. And I think it'll just be a really good, solid user for people.
I'm just
And it
checking.
got a lot of attention at Blade Show, which I mean, I really shouldn't be surprised, but I'm just so humbled that these designs really catch people's eyes. And
Oh,
I had a lot of people
absolutely.
like, "Can I buy the prototype?" It's like, no, I got to use them for marketing, but hopefully here soon, they'll be available. Go to the website and yeah,
So now,
follow
just
me.
for
So
context for folks, the Lake Champlain, as I measure it, is slightly over 7.5. So we're talking
mhm.
more of an 8-inch knife.
I
On
should know that, but I don't have a
No,
ruler. But
no,
I
no, and
think
that's
this
fine.
is 8, a little less than 8 1/4. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay,
but
so
yeah, I just
you're
wanted it.
adding potentially another half inch to it.
hmm Pretty
Okay.
much. Yep.
Okay.
But lanyard hole. So I don't think yeah, the Ohio River Jack and obviously the Lake Champlain here didn't have it. So that's something new for me. But overall, I think this design will be extremely, there you go. Now, so another thing, I have a second run of Ohio River Jacks and Giga Titanium also in the works, which should have been here in April. So don't now the difference, the second run of ORJs and Jig Tie will have the jimping hollow ground just like this, S90V, and a clip point blade. So of course I'll still have the Warncliffe, Sheep's Foot, Spirit Point, but I've added a clip point blade to the ORJ family, so should be a good one.
Well, since you mentioned that, I'm just going to do a little shameless plug. As most of you know,
Yeah.
I am an affiliate with Traditional Pocket Knives. Guys, there may be a code in the description that'll save you a little bit of money on these exclusive knives, especially the Ohio River Jack. So
Yep.
keep that in
Use it.
mind when they come out. Use it, abuse
Yep,
it.
use that. Use the rewards program. So if you're
Yes,
signed up for the rewards
yes.
program, there is no catch, there is no scam. You just enter your email, you're signed up, 4% back off of every purchase. So you can obviously reuse that down the road.
Oh,
And
I
so many
have.
people
Trust
have used
me,
it,
I
and it's
have.
exact. It has served its purpose and exactly what I wanted it to do. So
Good,
it's been
good,
good.
very
Yep.
good.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, walk and talk, just like the ORJ, just like the Lake Champlain. I mean, you, I don't know how this pattern um, can get much better, but I'm curious to see what people think, and it'll be interesting to get these sold and see them in use. And I don't know, like I
Well, I
said,
think
see what
uh,
people think.
I think now you're going with that hollow ground blade.
hmm
I think that'll be a draw for some folks. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yes. Yeah. Plus, I hope the larger size. I feel like maybe the
Yeah,
Lake Champlain
that too.
maybe scared a few people away. But I didn't want to, let that scare me away from designing even larger knives. So I really think
Do you think it's a size?
I do not. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Uh, Obviously the Lake Champlain. Where's it at here? Clip point and a sheep's foot blade, and I've sold a ton of these. And again, I probably purchased a little too much of the Lake Champlain, but the fact that people can at least go to the website, shop,
Hmm.
they're in stock. Some are sold, some are extremely low quantities, like one, twos, and threes of. But yeah, overall, very happy with the Lake Champlain. I think it has served its purpose, and I'm also working on a spear point blade in this design too. But I have a lot of projects with QSP that are already, paid for as far as down deposit.
Right.
They're not in my hand. So right now I kind of told QSP I'm a little bit, you know, I'm right now just I need to stop paying down deposits and I need my knives.
Yeah. Oh
Right.
yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So
For
I'm a
sure.
little bit on hold with QSP right now until they can provide me some knives so I can get some cash flow coming in
I hear
and
you.
going back. So yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, that's not the only
Of course not,
new
man.
one coming. Come
That's
on
right.
now.
Let's do this one. There you go, man.
Oh my goodness.
I
Oh
am
my
calling this
goodness.
the Holler Jack. Kentucky Holler Jack. So most of my mom's family, including my grandpa Clarence Risner, they're from Kentucky,
Hmm.
down like South Kentucky, where all the hollers are, and growing up,
Oh my
listening to
goodness.
grandpa's stories about how he used to hunt down the hollers with his dog and like a bag of biscuits and just going out for the weekend hunting squirrels or whatever. That's kind of what I wanted to base this knife off of. So the Kentucky Holler Jack, you have 154 cm hollow ground, belt satin, machine satin. Now instead of titanium, you see stainless steel here.
Okay.
So I am really trying with the 154 cm, the stainless steel, to get away from that super steel S90V M390 and get
Hmm.
away from the titanium, which obviously what I'm trying to do is cut down the costs.
Sure. Sure.
So the Ohio River Jack, when the Jigged titanium version first sold, they were 165. These Lake Champlain, because I purchased more, and I purchased them in different varieties as far as camo carbon, micarta,
Hmm.
Jigged titanium, saw cut titanium. I had to charge 199 for these, or for the Lake Champlain Barlow. Now the Appalachian Ridge Runner, I'm hoping to keep around 175,
Okay.
but we'll see about that. And then these I want to keep under 100. So I'm
Really?
hoping to kind of be
Oh.
in the middle between RoseCraft
Hmm.
and Jack Wolf
Yeah.
with this design. It's not really I don't have a title for like, it's not really a brand. It's just another OEM that I'm putting
Right.
out there.
Right.
So under $100, again, 154 cm, hollow ground, stainless steels, bolster, liners. So I think these will be pretty popular and
Mm.
uh maybe a little
That
bit
one,
easier on the wallet. So
I have to admit, that one gives me the nice,
mhm,
warm, fuzzy. Because
that's
I
right.
love I mean, with me, I'm all about, the rounded. I like the curves. I'm a drop point, spear point. That's just what I really like. You got the easy open on it.
Mhm.
I mean, now overall, what are we? And I know if you don't know right offhand, but what are we looking as far as overall length on that one? Do we have a?
Um, I should have
And if I
reviewed my
put you on
specs.
the spot, I'm sorry.
You're
I
right.
didn't mean
Oh, I
to.
think this is exactly 3 inches. I'm sorry, you can't even
Okay.
see that. Exactly 3 inches closed, and with the blade open, maybe 5 3/4.
Okay. That's
Um,
about what I was gonna go
so
with.
yeah,
Just looking at it.
obviously Lake Champlain Barlow, Appalachian Ridge Runner on the larger side.
Sure.
Completely trying to do the opposite, smaller knife, a
Sure.
little less in value, still good quality.
No,
That's one
no,
thing I
no.
stress with
Not less
QSP.
in
So,
value, less in cost.
or
Because the
cost. Yes, sorry.
value is there.
That's right.
The
That's right.
value is there.
Yes,
I mean,
for sure.
especially with, I mean, are you producing an abalone
I am. Yes.
for less? And if you can do that in
Yep.
abalone and keep it less than that's the one I
There you go.
saw. Oh
So
yeah,
obviously, Grandpa had the Indian head trademark.
yeah.
I haven't, or the last time he used the Indian head trademark on the German knives was probably 1985 or so,
Oh really?
and we haven't used it since then. So I wanted to bring it back. I have something in the works. I can't say too much about it
Sure,
with
sure.
another brand that will be very, very nice. But I figured, let's throw the Indian head on one of my own designs and exclusives and get it made. So same thing.
Mm,
Obviously, red bone. I gotta think about you. But
hmm.
smooth red bone. The Indian head shield. The Indian head shield is integral, so it's obviously connected to the liner. That way it's not going to fall out.
Right.
No glue. I can't stand when companies glue in their shields and you see like leftover glue spots on the handles. Drives me insane. So yeah, integral
That's cool.
shield.
That's
So it
really
won't
cool.
ever fall out or anything like that. And yeah,
Oh,
I think these will be pretty popular. I'm not sure if I already told you, but I already have two more designs very similar to this as far as 154 cm and stainless steel bolsters in the works. I am trying to pull away from S90V, M390 titanium because I feel like Jack Wolf, Pena, Esnix has really kind of covered that market. So that's why I'm trying to step away, do my own thing. I really don't want my knives looking like Jack Wolf, looking like Esnix, and
Sure.
I hope by this Kentucky holler jack design, I'm accomplishing that. But
I think so.
see, man, yeah,
I think you are. I think you are. Nice.
but yeah,
Very nice.
QSP, man. I mean, they with the Ohio River Jack, Lake Champlain Barlow, the quality has been very good. I'm not sure if it was on your channel. I'm sure I've discussed it. I have discussed it with you, but yeah, it took a while to get them to where
Yeah.
forming what a slip joint is, describing the walk and talk, the flushness of the spring with the liners, the handle materials with
Yeah.
the bolsters and all that. So we've done a very good job, QSP and I, and good things are coming down the road. So
Nice.
yeah, should be
Nice.
fun.
Very good.
Hmm.
So here's one thing I wanted to ask. I mean, it's obvious you can tell you're passionate about what you do. And like I said before, that reflects in pretty much everything. Everything. Now, you're a full-time shop owner. Now you're a designer. You've got
I
your
guess
own
I still don't
designs
think of
out
myself
there.
as a designer, but yeah.
Well, I mean, what are
I
we
mean, I
talking
am.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
once you're on your like fifth, sixth
Yeah.
design, I
Hmm.
think you're pretty well. You can call yourself a knife designer. You've got
Right.
knives out there in the wild that people really enjoy.
Hmm.
Honest question. I know it was probably a dream, but did you honestly see this 5 years ago?
Oh, that was a great question. At that time, I was a full time with my other career,
Mm-hmm.
and at that point in my life, I loved that career.
Mm-hmm.
And I also still loved pocket knives. I wanted to continue on Grandpa's business. I knew I wanted to eventually reach full time status with the pocket knives and just design maybe a few knives, my own
So the
design here
vision
and
was
there.
there. The vision was there.
So yeah, to answer your question, the vision was there. Did I want it truly at that time? I really don't know. Um, but you take life day by day, month by month, year by year, and I am super pleased with how everything has turned out. And hopefully, 5 years from now, it would be nice to have a storefront, a few more employees. Maybe
Nice.
I
Okay.
can I can step back and let somebody else take over marketing, let somebody
Mm-hmm.
else take over the website,
Mm-hmm.
focus more on long-term vision with the business, 5, 10 years, which I'm kind of already doing. But it
Right.
would just be nice to kind of sit back and like truly think about where I want the business to go and how I want to keep my family involved with the business and all that. So
So
yeah,
storefront. That
hopefully,
would be
man.
very cool. That would be very
That's the
cool.
plan. Yeah,
And obviously we're probably talking local.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah, I want to stay here. Obviously, a lot of you guys know we're in Dayton, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. A really good place for up and coming businesses, and yeah, I want to stay here. And I mean, we're in the central of the United States, so I can ship to that. That's another thing I like about being here. I can ship to Florida, the East Coast in 2 days. I can ship to the West Coast in 2 or 3 days. Um, Super useful, and yeah, it works out really well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Hmm.
So we've seen a couple of the see what's coming up for C Reisner. Now I know you've
Hmm.
gotten into the exclusives
Yep.
pretty
Oh yeah.
heavily. Let's just say that.
I dove straight into that.
So are there any upcoming exclusives you can talk about?
Mhm. Sure can. So
Okay.
a lot of you guys know about my hedgehogs with the camo carbon. So QSP hedgehogs with the camo carbon,
Yeah, yeah.
with the sheep's foot blade, super thin hollow ground blade, extremely popular knife. They have sold so well. So back in January, I emailed QSP as I do just about every night. And I said, hey, you have a beautiful design in this hedgehog slip joint. I love the sheep's foot. It's very popular. But what if we threw in a spear point blade? And so, of course, right away they're like, "That's a great idea." So QSP said we'll have our engineers kind of design a spear point blade in that pattern, and we'll send it by you, review it, let us know your thoughts. So it took them about a week or two, and the design that they had made, it was good, but the spear point just it looked really off from the handle.
Okay.
So I kind of did my own little drawing, sent it back. They revised it, and this is what we came out with. Hollow ground. I think this one's 154 cm, but obviously this is the QSP budget version.
Right.
So my exclusives will be S90V, full hollow, and fat carbon. So fat carbon dark matter, and fat carbon dark matter, I think there's 9 or 10 versions. So I'll have all of them.
Oh
Yep.
God. Oh man.
Yep.
You
I just
talk
went.
about diving in headline.
Oh yeah, man. Yep. But I mean, the camo carbon has done really well
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the sheepsfoot hogs, and I didn't want to do camo carbon again. I wanted to do something a little different. Fat carbon was the perfect opportunity on a lot of Jack Wolf. He includes fat carbon dark matter on his. They seem to sell extremely well. I think that dark matter is absolutely beautiful, but plus they offer a whole bunch of variety of colors, and that's really what I was shooting for.
Sure.
That way, I'm
Sure.
not limiting just green, blue, and red. I have a whole bunch. So yeah, overall, I'm really trying to keep the 145 price range, which is what the camo carbon hedgehogs are now, and I think I should be able to do that. So
Now I didn't grab it, and I should have. I wasn't thinking. I
I
grabbed
should,
some
yeah,
of the
I
stuff,
don't have it here.
but I might have. I think it's that exact one from Blade Show. I actually bought it. I bought the
Oh, did you?
prototype at Blade
Cool.
Show.
Yeah,
So
but it's nice,
yeah,
man. I love it.
very
And
cool.
one thing I stressed, obviously you got the belly of the spear point, but I really
Hmm.
wanted like a good inch where it was just like a flat surface.
Okay.
So you guys can kind of see it right there.
Hmm. Hmm.
That way people can use the belly to make, cut food prep or, whatever they need the belly for. But
Sure.
then you get the straight edge to, use it how you need to. So
Absolutely.
then of course
And
the walk and talk is
oh,
it is so good, man.
absolutely.
So
On the
good.
original, it was, it had a decent pull. And I know you and I have discussed that. I think it wasn't this year. I think it was last year at Blade Show.
Hmm.
We kind of had a fairly quick but in-depth discussion
Yeah.
about pull.
Hmm.
And I think it varies a little bit from person to person just because, you know, and I've looked it up and I've seen, what some people have put out there as far as what they
Yeah.
define pull as.
Oh yeah.
But those had a fairly strong pull on them.
Yep.
I would say in my realm, it was probably close to a 7 on the ones that I saw. Now I don't
I
know
would
where
say
you
so.
would put
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Pretty much the Ohio Riverjack and QSP Hedgehog. I mean, they're
Yeah,
almost identical. So yeah, I would say absolutely a 7. I wouldn't really go, as far as the 8 or 9. Maybe some people would, but yeah, a solid 7, which is in my opinion, that's exactly how it should be. It shouldn't be so light that you feel like there is no spring even there, as far as resistance. But to me, the 7 out of 10 is absolutely perfect. And you don't have to worry about cutting something in the blade, coming back at you. Obviously, there's a half stop in case that
right.
does happen. But yeah, overall should be a good pattern.
Now speaking about polls, I just had a comment recently that, I guess up until then, I probably hadn't put a lot of thought into, but is a very good point. And when you start talking about the lighter polls, like say maybe a 5 or something like that,
Mhm.
somebody brought up the fact that, traditional knives, typically it's an older crowd.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
with a lot of the stuff coming out, like Jack Wolf and what you're
Mhm.
doing, it's bringing the younger crowd into the traditional slip
Oh,
joint.
for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
But you know, they're saying, some of us older folks have a little bit of trouble with our hands,
Yeah.
so we need that lighter pull.
Mhm.
And then, it was a very good point.
Oh,
And
for sure.
something I hadn't put a lot of stock into,
Mhm.
but and I was like, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
So,
grandpa had cancer, really 3 or 4 years before he finally passed. Not because of cancer. He actually beat cancer, but his nails were starting to be like extremely just brittle. So anytime he
oh,
would open a tough
sure.
knife, his nails would crack or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I do have that. A lot of people email me and say, "Hey, my nails just aren't strong like they used to be. I'm interested in the QSP Hedgehog. Is this a good knife that I'll be able to use?" And just like the sheepsfoot version, I mean, you can pinch this, and
Pinch.
that's exactly what I
Exactly.
stressed
Pinch open.
on the Hedgehog.
Yep.
That's what I tried to accomplish, obviously, by adding the easy open
Sure.
notch right there. So even though the Hedgehog, the Lake Champlain, they have that stronger
Oh yeah,
seven
you
out of
can.
10 pull, you can still pinch it,
Oh,
and to me
absolutely.
that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, they're easily pinchable to
Mhm.
open. And that's kind of where I was going with that is,
Yeah,
you don't necessarily have to use the nail nick. There's some
right.
knives out there that you kind of do,
Hmm.
because the blade drops off and the nail nick is forward or the long
Yeah.
pull is forward, and you do kind of have to use it. But these are very pinchable, even though they do have the little bit stronger back spring,
Hmm.
easily openable, and you don't necessarily have to use. Now, again, that's probably, there's some folks out there that have a little bit of arthritis in their hands, and
Okay.
I may or may not be at that point where I kind of feel
That's
it.
okay. Yeah.
Gotta
Hmm.
love getting older, but hey, it beats the
That's right.
alternative, right? So,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
but no, and that's awesome. Now, any any other exclusives you can talk about? Or are we pretty much?
Let's see here.
I don't want you to give away too
Oh,
much.
you're good, man. So I covered all of my exclusives. Again, hopefully the Appalachian Ridge Runner will be here soon. Second run of Ohio Riverjack Giga
Okay.
Titanium S90V Hollow should be here. That's right. And then so let's focus on this one. I'm sure you've seen Kevin, or a lot of you guys have seen Kevin over there at Lefty EDC and Devo talk about this, but this is the nip slip.
Mm-hmm.
So this is their nip, I guess is what they call this design or this pattern. They
Mm-hmm.
made like a flipper version in it.
Mm-hmm.
They're making like a nip light, which is a cheaper version of it. Now this is obviously a nip slip. So just imagine where we're going to be taking the marketing
Oh my goodness.
on that title.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
it'll be fun, I promise you. But overall, this will be exclusive to me, just like the Devo Knives Lushes, Sheep's Foot. I think these are also S90V hollow ground. Obviously, you can see it's a smaller blade. So let me get the Ohio Riverjack up here. So it is quite small,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but I mean overall, it's still a very extremely usable knife, and it feels good in the hand. When I carried this one day, I didn't really use it too much because obviously it's not my prototype. It's Devo's, but
Mm-hmm.
I could barely feel it in my pocket, which I think a lot of people who buy slip joints or purchase slip joints, that's what they want. They don't want a big hefty knife in their pocket. So it should be pretty neat. I forget what the handle materials are. Like I said, I have like 7 projects with Devo
Hey, it's all good.
because together I think we're
All
absolutely killing
good.
it. But yeah, these will be pretty neat and a really good design from Kevin and Colin over there at Devo Knives.
And it looks like you got the healthy forge oil as well, so
Yes, for
you
sure.
could
Yep.
definitely choke up on it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, that's really about it. I have the Devo Lush that's coming soon, and that is from Concept. I have gosh, what else? I don't know how much Devo wants me to talk about what's come down the road. So, but as you guys just saw, the exclusive from Jack Wolf, the fixed EDC, this one was a 100% a winner. abalone turned out so good.
Oh, it did.
I mean, this might be like the knife of the year for me. You know, I just I'm in loss of words. It was so good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got coming. And one more thing, the Devo knives Stout V2, extremely
Okay.
popular knife. We had a release back in February, but I have my own exclusive release coming
Okay.
hopefully September, October timeframe, maybe even a little bit sooner. So that'll be a whole bunch of knives that are coming in, and just got to keep on doing the marketing and all that. So
So I've got one here, and I do
mhm.
believe you have one also, but I'm going to
Yeah.
open this up because as most people that watch the channel know, you
Ooh, nice.
have been my dealer for quite some time.
That's right.
I get my fix from
Oh yeah.
Austin, but by the time the folks see this, this should have released. It's set for a 19th release, 19th of
Mhm.
July. This is the
Yep.
Riptide, of course, from Finch. We've got 4 different handle materials. I've got the Crawdad. You have got the Blue Title, which is
Yep.
gorgeous.
Yep.
And then we have Mother of Pearl, which,
Hmm.
oh my.
I was taking
And
videos of it today out in the sun, and it looks so good. Love it.
then we have the Olive Wood with
Hmm.
that blacked out blade, kind of that. And I think they were going for that surfboard look, and I think
Yes.
they captured that
Yep. Talking with
tremendous.
Spencer, he wanted to kind of contrast the two,
Yeah,
which the olive wood, the light color of the olive wood with the blacked out hardware and blade. Uh, they 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 killed it. It's awesome.
yeah. And again, we've kind of got that sort of sodbuster style
You do. Yep.
pattern with that nice spear point blade. Of course, we've always got the nail
Hmm.
nick, and I mean that's the one thing that I've said 100 times, but the blend of modern and traditional is really what has
Yes.
drawn me to Finch,
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
absolutely. And so by the time people see this, I'm thinking they'll see this the day after these
Mhm.
drop.
Yeah.
So these should be out there. Of course, Austin is, as you can see, he is an
Hmm.
authorized Finch dealer.
That's right. I've already had a whole bunch of people ask me if they could reserve the title and the mother of pearl. And seems like on Instagram the crawdad tan jigged bone is really popular too. So
Oh yeah,
it's
oh
gonna
yeah,
be fun to see, just what sells. And that's another thing is you think this handle material when it releases it's gonna sell out, but then no, the one that you didn't think is gonna sell out sells
yeah,
out, and
yeah.
it's always funny and yeah, it's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that blue, it looks so good.
It does.
It looks
Yeah,
so
KC
good.
will definitely be a fan of that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There's no doubt there. But yeah, these guys, I know I had a video drop. Well, I did an unboxing when they sent these stuff in.
Mhm.
I've really, I mean, some people are Spyderco, some people are Benchmade, whatever. Finch has
Yeah.
been, I am 100% a Finch
Mhm.
guy, and as you know, I'm sure I will be ordering a whole bunch of those from you.
You got it.
Uh,
I appreciate it,
you
man.
know,
I mean, seriously,
you
every
know.
French you've ordered from me, and I mean that means so much. Thank you.
Well, and I've also started, and I don't know why I didn't do this a little earlier,
Mhm.
but I've really started giving, like I do my live streams, right? Do my
Yeah.
live streams, do a giveaway every live stream, and I've started purchasing more finches to do that with.
Good.
Bought some from you, buy some from
Mhm.
direct from those guys,
Yeah.
and it's kind of cool what they do with some of those. They've done it with the Stinger, they did it with the
Mhm.
Shiv, but they send it off to House of Blades and they do the
Yeah.
the etching on the
Yeah.
blades
Looks
and then
super
just kind of
cool. I
sell them
like
as
it.
little exclusives.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool. They're
Mhm.
trying to, like you said, just keep things fresh,
Yeah.
update things, and which is cool. So,
Mhm. Sure is.
but man, I just it's awesome to see how far, or I mean, it's been 3 years,
Mhm.
but like we said, it just doesn't seem like it. But where you've come from then
Yeah.
until now, everything you've added to the shop, you're full time now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the thought in your mind of having a storefront and everything,
Yeah.
that's just awesome. And I think it's a testament to you and how you operate. And
Thank you.
I think that's fantastic.
Yep. I love pocket knives. I have the passion. I get to spend every day with Grandpa, even though he's gone. To me, I get to spend every day with Grandpa.
Sure.
Yes, you have good days. Yes, you have bad days. But overall, that's why the love of pocket knives keeps me coming back. And like you said, I hope people go to the website and I hope that they can see that we love pocket knives here, just like they do. And anytime that they have questions or whatever, they can email us, they can call us, and you can actually talk to a person. You don't have to,
Yeah,
you
right.
know,
Right.
and that's another thing, like we fulfill orders daily right away. We respond to emails just the same. We respond to emails right away, and I feel like people just have built up that trust with myself, with Brian, the company, and the success is obviously growing, and extremely pleased.
Well, we talked about this a little bit on the last one, but
Hmm.
if you want to get a knife from a knife guy, Traditional Pocket Knives is the place to be,
That's right.
because this guy pretty much had a knife collection
Hmm.
before he was even born.
Like a year before I was even born.
So
Crazy.
I think Austin epitomizes the knife guy.
There you go.
You know, I it,
Yep.
you know, because your grandpa was doing that for you, and that is so cool.
Hmm.
That
Yes.
is so awesome.
I mean, I have such good memories of going to knife shows with him. Just as a kid, watching him pick up the phone and just talk knives to all of his people, watch him sell knives. Um, what he passed down to me as far as what handle materials are popular, what blade shapes, what I mean, just everything about a pocket knife. He taught me, and like I've said, and will continue to say it, I'm extremely blessed and so happy that I can continue on his name and uh, see where I can take it.
I've heard this saying, and I know I'm probably not going to say it right, but the saying goes something like, "We live only as long as we are remembered."
Mhm.
And with what you're doing, I think your grandfather's going to live a very, very long
I sure
time.
hope so. Yes,
That's
I sure hope
awesome.
so.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Well,
That is
thank you.
very, very
Hmm.
cool. What you're doing to him for him. I mean, like the Lake Champlain and stuff. That was kind
Hmm.
of a
Yeah,
tribute to him,
it
and
was.
bringing back the Indian head shield and just
Yeah.
everything like that. That is really, really cool. That
Well,
is
thank you, man.
really
Yeah, all of
cool.
my let's open this up. Like all of my knives have his name on it. C. Reisner.
Absolutely,
You can see
absolutely.
it there. And like what you said, just trying to make sure that he stays here with the business. Hope that if he were here, like everything I've done would have pleased him and that he would be proud of. So,
Oh, I don't
yeah.
think you're having much problem there, my friend.
I
I
agree,
don't
man.
think you're
I
having
agree.
much problem there. Not at
Yep.
all. Not at all.
Well,
Very
thank you.
cool.
Hmm.
So, well, kind of off topic. How are you guys, dude? How are you guys doing? I know here recently, we've had some crazy, crazy heat here. How have you guys been
Oh yeah.
doing over there? Has it been that bad?
So far it's been all right. The heat is obviously the same as it is always or all every summer.
Yeah.
Uh, we're kind of dried out as far as not really much rain. So
Mm.
it makes it tough because I love shooting a lot of pictures and videos and whatever outdoors. So
Oh, that's true.
if the yard looks dry and brown, then I got to find somewhere else. Uh,
Yeah.
but no, man. I mean, life is good. I just got married last August.
Yes,
So
sir.
marriage
Yes,
is
sir.
going really good. Um,
So life really
yeah.
has life really has progressed in the past 3 years.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, quitting my
Very cool.
job. I know I don't really talk about it or what I did, but I worked midnights, and anybody here that works shift work, midnights, evenings, I know you do, man. It takes away from family events,
It
birthday
does.
parties,
Absolutely.
cookouts,
Absolutely.
and it was, of course, like I said, I worked midnights, so I would work midnights, come home, try to sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and then start working on knives until about 4 or 5, and then finish wrapping up knives for probably another hour or two, take a nap, and go right back into work. And I know I'm not
Wow.
alone. A lot of the knife community, I'm sure you do that. So together we just need to continue to be strong, watch out and look out for one another, and like I said, share the love, share the passion, and take care of each other.
Absolutely, 100%. I don't
Hmm.
think, I don't think we could end on pretty much any better
That's right.
sentiment than that.
Yep. Yep.
So, but dude, I really appreciate you taking this time to do this. I know it happened to be a little bit easier than last time because,
That's
as
right.
you said, working midnight and me, I work
Hmm.
swing shift, so
Right.
the only time we could do this is either, maybe on the weekend if you or I
Yeah.
weren't working. And it
Hmm.
made it a little bit easier to do
It
this
did.
time. But I do appreciate you taking the time
Mhm.
to do this and to show us, what you've got coming out. I know we took a kind of a quick look in my
Yeah.
Blade Show video, but to really sit down and show the folks what's coming out, I do appreciate you taking
Mhm.
the time to do this. And yeah, man, I hope everything continues to go as well as it has for you. And I really hope the next 3 years
Right.
are as good and progressive as the last 3 years have been for you.
Well, thank you, man. I mean, like I said, me and Brian, we're doing some good things. A whole bunch of exclusives are coming out. And just real quick, thank you guys. I mean, the YouTube community has grown, in my opinion, in the
Oh yeah.
last four to
Oh
five
yeah.
years.
Oh yeah.
So, what guys like you, Kevin with Lefty ADC, KC, what you guys are doing, like to me, you guys are the true backbone of the knife community. You guys share all of your passion and love for pocket knives and the EDC community. So again, thank you guys for keeping us together and doing what you guys do. You guys put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it shows. And we're just extremely thankful for
It's a
the
lot of
YouTube
fun.
family. Oh yes,
I'm like you, man. I'm just having fun. I know
there you
you're
go.
probably working a little harder than I am at it.
No,
But right, what the
yeah,
saying is, if you work a job you love, you never work a day in your life.
exactly. Yep,
So, like I
exactly.
said, it's awesome to see what you're doing and keep up the awesome work, man.
Oh yeah, you
I
know
I
it.
don't think we'll have to worry about that either. So,
No,
yeah.
absolutely not.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining me and Austin today. Guys, if you have never ever shopped at Traditional Pocket Knives, you've got to at least go check it out.
Mhm.
Um, you won't regret it. You will not regret it. Austin's awesome. The shop is it's probably one of the most top notch. And I'm not saying that just because Austin's here. I'm not saying that just because I'm an affiliate for Traditional Pocket Knives.
Mhm.
Guy Austin is the guy to do it. So make sure to check it out.
Appreciate it, man.
There'll be links in the description. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again to Austin for joining me. Thank you guys for checking us out, and we'll probably see you on the next edition of Channel Chat. Thanks a lot, guys.